All right, I want to get back to Motu a little bit here. There's a lot of things to always talk about when you talk about fandom in general, especially when you're talking about toys, when you're talking about the collection at large. But I want to go back to Motu for a second because, quite frankly, there's been a lot of talk, and this has been for a while, but Classics versus Masterverse. So let me just start by saying that I fully understand that Classics was a big deal. It was a huge deal. There are a lot of people that view it as the absolute pinnacle, as the top of Motu collecting, that it was the best toy line there was, that the toys are expensive for a reason, and that there's just no beating it. Okay, listen, I can somewhat understand that, and I can even somewhat get behind it. But even though the toys have skyrocketed in value today, does not mean that they were unbeatable. And I think there's a lot of nostalgia tied to this, and then a lot of value, a lot of value tied to this. Value informing opinion is also sometimes applied to this. Now, I'm not saying that Classics is better than Masterverse, but today I was in a group and I saw this guy post some pictures. These are not my pictures, but I'm going to use them for my reference point just to kind of get my idea out there. He posted 4 pictures. And I want to go over those pictures and I want to talk about the points in terms of Classics versus Masterverse, and where I prefer which one and why I like one over the other depending on the character. Because I actually do think there are times currently when Masterverse has actually beaten Classics. Case in point, New Eternia Skeletor, when you convert him to the classic Skeletor, that's one of the best Skeletors they have ever made. Ever. The only thing I think holds him back is the Havoc staff. I think that could have been a little more detailed, but otherwise, he's got to be the best Skeletor I've ever seen. Regardless, let's go into these pictures. Okay, so here's the first picture right here that he posts. And so we're going to be looking at Manny Faces, we're going to look at the Sorceress, and we're going to look at the dark magician lady person. I actually don't know her name yet. I'm still new. I'm not even a full year into this product line yet. And I have yet to watch the She-Ra series, but I know that's where that's from. But let's check this out real quick. First, Manny Faces. Okay, so on the right is the new Masterverse, and on the left is Classics. Okay, if I'm to look at these two right now, personally, I feel that Manny Faces in Masterverse, I feel like he's better. I feel like I prefer his shiny metal Magneto-esque boots and whatnot that are down there. I actually do. I think that's better. I think his headpiece is better. If these faces can actually be swapped in, that is really cool. That is really cool. Maybe not his shoulder pads. Maybe Classics got that better. Some people, and this is going to be very preference-wise, I think arms and bodies in Masterverse are better. But some people like the Classics super muscle people. I prefer that these new Masterverse figures are really, really buff, but still human. And there's something about that I honestly appreciate. I like it quite a bit. And I don't know why that is. I just really enjoy that. I'm going to say that the Classics seems to have a better gun. What are these wire things on it? No, Masterverse, I think, has better wire things as well. Could have used some paint right here on the 2 shoulder blades here. That would have definitely helped to push him. But overall, I think the color on Masterverse is better. I think the build is better. That gun is better. But this tote of faces here is really cool. And if that's, I like that he's just a little slimmer. I think, personally, from just a single picture, Manny Faces is better in Masterverse than it is in Classics. And I like the double jointed, no seams way that they do the arms and whatnot in Masterverse. I like that a lot. Let's check out the next one. So here's the Sorceress. This one is a tough one, okay? It's a tough one because this is one of my all-time favorite designs. I do like both of these knees. I like them both, but I give it to Masterverse in terms of the knees, the posability factor, because I honestly believe that these knees are better. Better legs goes to Masterverse without a doubt. I'm a little torn on the boots. I almost view it as a tie. I like this little boot thing here, but I like this big, fluffy, a lot of horsehair type of thing on the boots. I really like that. Excuse me. Looking at this here, the dress, I like this, but I do like this. I'm going to say this, however. This, on Masterverse, probably should have been some sort of lesser material or cloth, because it looks like it hinders her movement severely. That is not a good thing. I'm gonna like this figure when I get my hands on her, but that is not a good thing. I would have preferred the short skirt. First off, I like this design a lot in Classics, like a lot. But yeah, that's a bad thing, actually. So this is going to be really cool to have right here, but I can't help but notice that it's going to bother me in terms of her posability. So probably better legs and everything is going to the Classics. Now these wings, they're old. They're an old style wings. They're very close to what we see in the other, like the Origins figure that's currently out. Now, I like the Sorceress wings here, but once again we come across a problem. This seems to be a plastic material that is hindering the way her arms move, and I'm going off a single picture. I don't know. When I get this character in my hands, I'll have a better idea. Also, they should have double-sided this cloak so that there was orange and blue. That is actually important. That hurts this one right here. And like I said, I feel like the shoulders may be hindered by this feather thing here, this right here. And the bird is better in Masterverse. It's a little less pronounced, but still really cool. And these eyes are kind of goofy. In the Classics, even if that was the intention, they're kind of goofy. I don't know about the staff. I haven't seen the two of them compared yet. And I like this cape idea. But like I said, the color, I really wish we could have seen an inside orange here. Faces. Personally, I give it to Masterverse. Face-wise. I do honestly believe that the face is better on Masterverse than it is on Classics. Both of them are solid, and neither one of them would I cry about. But I do like that stern look, still very pretty, right here. I think that works really well. I think it's really good. And this looks a little goofy to me, though it is still a good face sculpt in general. However, if I'm to compare the two and I'm to pick a winner, this one does go to Classics. I think the Sorceress is better in Classics, and I'm hoping that we get another Sorceress, a more classic Sorceress in the Masterverse style, though if rumors persist, we're not going into that right now, but you get the idea. Next. Okay, so this is the last one, and this is, of course, Classics on the left here, Masterverse on the right here. And I can almost instantly tell you that I'm digging the Masterverse more. Like, instantly. Okay, I like the flame effect magic hand thing. That's cool in its own right, okay? But look, there are little details here that I'm really into. I'm really into. This is all plastic. All of Classics is plastic, and it really could have benefit from this. This soft goods right here is really solid. It really brings out some of the dimension to the character and looks really good. This dress is flat. It's just flat. If that's the intention, that's fine. But I like that Masterverse goes out of its way to add dimension and lines, body lines to the dress, which helps to pull the character out. It really adds definition, especially up here in the face, where this is just one solid like piece, basically, in Classics from what I'm seeing. And over here, it's not. It's a multitude of pieces, like a wrap right here, the cowl that goes up over the head, the hood, and then the little mask, the spy mask that's wearing over the face. These are small things, but really cool things that help to bring this character out more. Personally, this is better than Classics. I think Masterverse wins right here. I just think it looks better. Yeah, I do. So like I said, I'm not trying to start a controversy, and I'm not trying to pick the best. I'm not trying to say that one is guaranteedly better than the other. I'm not trying to say that, but look, realistically, guys, I don't know what Classics originally ran. I know that they're worth a lot of money now. But Classics, and I'm honestly wondering enough to actually, I'm going to see if I can look it up. What did a Motu Classics cost at launch? Basic figures were about $22. Okay. Looks like it was there was a $25 for a membership, $22 were the basic cost of the figure. Guys, this is all subjective. Like what you will, hate what you will. But realistically, we're looking at figures that are the same. In terms of monetary value, don't let the value of today change the way that you look at figures, okay? I realize that sometimes value will influence what we like or don't like. It'll also influence how we feel about a product sometimes, because sometimes we feel like if it costs more, it must be better, so on and so forth. That's not necessarily true. It's just like the company that makes the same cereal, puts them in two different boxes, puts two different names on it, sells one for one price, one for the other price. Same damn thing. Masterverse and Classics are about the exact same price value. Yeah, they're about the exact same price value. Especially right now, with you figure a lot of them are going up to nearly $30. They're costing like $26, and some of the more hardcore ones, the deluxe ones, are actually launching in the $34 and $40 categories. That's true. But even having said that, a $22, $25 figure back in 2016, they're at about the same price point. So they're about the same price point, same design type of characters. And so when they are viewed, and when we come up against them, when we view them and say, one is this, one is that, one is better, one is this, this is all going to be personal preference. But I am being serious when I tell you that just from looking at what I just looked at right now and putting them at about the same price point, basically taking the value out and just looking at the figures and saying, this one is this and this one is this, I have tended to enjoy Masterverse more on the regular than I have Classics. And I look at Classics and I think to myself, some of those are really cool. I would like to have them. And then I look at the price tags and I see that people are like, no, this is Classics. It was the best line. It's the one you want. It's $140 a character, if not more sometimes. Some of these guys are $80. Some of these guys are as high as 200 plus. And no way. No way. I understand how the collector's market works. I understand how a lot of this stuff increases in value, but I will tell you that when something launched at $20, like 20 to $25, and the current run of toys are also launching at 20 to $25, it's going to come down to your engineering, really, in terms of looking at the toys and deciding which one you like best. I have preferred Masterverse many times so far to what I have seen in Classics, and the price point really dives Classics under Masterverse for me because people are really stuck on this idea that Classics is this huge thing and that, it deserves the money. I don't see it. I understand that it was a limited run. I understand that's what took its value up. I understand there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it. I understand that for the most part, every now and then I look at some of these and I do think that's a good one. But Masterverse has again and again and again proven to be a really solid, really, really solid Motu line. And I'm personally, Masterverse is more obtainable, it costs less, and in a lot of cases, they're better designed. Yeah, sure, sometimes you might have to make a couple modifications here and there. Like I said to that sorceress, I think that there's some work. I'd like to see a custom done of that sorceress to turn it into the more classic sorceress and fix the cape, but I'm sure that you could do that just by buying 2 sorceresses, taking the cape, kind of gutting it, or just make your own. Go buy the fabric, cut it, lace it, whatever you got to do. And then I'm sure that if you did it right, if you cut the skirt part correctly, you could get that old look, cut it, repaint it. I think it could be done. And I don't think it would be all that difficult to do either. I just wanted to compare this. I wanted to see Classics versus Masterverse and kind of get an idea in my own head in real time where I stand in terms of how excited I am for one over the other. And really, I think that Masterverse is an incredibly solid line. And I think that a lot of the Classics love, honestly, personally, is a lot of nostalgia. I think that I've seen time and time again that the Masterverse lives up to, if not exceeds, easily. But I would need to get one in my hands to know for sure. I would. I don't have one. I'm not intending to run out and buy one. That's not what I'm saying here. But the proof of the thing is that you can't really make a determination like this. I'm looking at pictures. They don't necessarily do it justice. I would need one in my hands to guarantee. But I just wanted to look because there's a lot of hype surrounding Classics all the time about how Classics is so much better. And I see these comparison pictures online all the time where people are like, Masterverse is garbage, look at this. And I'm like, but you bought it and you're displaying it, so I don't understand, or just whatever. I just wanted to go back, talk a little bit of Motu. I wanted to talk about Classics versus Masterverse and kind of figure out where I stood in real time. And I've done that, and there's a lot more to talk about, so got to get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.